Good day everyone, we are the group 8 and for today we are going to talk about supply chain risk categorization and supply chain risk management. So, supply chain risk categorization. Risk category, it is a cluster of risk causes with a label such as external, environmental, technical, or organizational. So, there are different types of risk that can affect the supply chain. First is the strategic. It is related to big picture decisions like choosing suppliers and market strategies. For example, a hotel relies on a single supplier for its towels and linens. If that supplier suddenly raises prices or goes out of business, the hotel might struggle to maintain its supply. So with this, the hotel might think of a solution. So this risk could be managed by having a multiple suppliers as options. Next is tactical. It involves day-to-day decisions and short-term planning. For instance, a restaurant regularly orders ingredients weekly. If it doesn't plan orders accurately and underestimates demand, it may run out of key ingredients, leading to customer dissatisfaction. So to handle this, the restaurant can improve its ordering system to be better match customer demand. So next is operational. It covers problems like equipment breakdowns or worker strikes. So example, hotels laundry machines break down, causing delays in cleaning linens and towels. So this affects guest service and room availability. So regular maintenance and backup equipment can help reduce this risk. So next is financial. Concerns with money issues like loans and credit risk. So for instance, a hotel chain takes a loan to expand, but tourism suddenly drops. Paying back the loan becomes harder without steady income. So having a financial backup or savings can help manage this risk. So next is technological. Risk related to IT failures or cyber attacks. For example, hotel's booking system crashes, preventing customers from making reservations. So this could lead to lost revenue. So regular IT maintenance and having a backup system can help reduce this risk. Last is the environmental. It includes natural disasters or issues with sustainability. So, typhoon hits, disrupting food deliveries to a restaurant. This affects the availability of fresh ingredients. So, to manage this, the restaurant can keep extra stock or use local suppliers as backups. So, with this, we could say that having another option or having any backups could minimize this kind of risk. So next is the supply chain risk management. It is the process of finding, evaluating, and managing the risk to minimize their negative impact. So there are steps that we need to consider. First is identify risk. You're going to spot potential problems in the supply chain. And next step is to categorize risk. You're going to group the risk by its type, just like what I mentioned earlier, like those environmental risk, financial risk, those risk. Then next is analyze exposure to risk. You're going to understand how this risk might impact the business. And the last step is to determine how to handle exposures. You're going to decide the best way to manage or reduce this risk. You are going to have your solutions. So for instance, the problem could be food supply shortage in a hotel restaurant. So first step, you are going to identify the risk. So the hotel identifies that its main food supplier has been unreliable lately, causing delays in food deliveries and occasional shortages of essential ingredients. So now, the next step is you're going to categorize the risk. We're going to identify how you're going to identify in what risk this problem could be. So this risk falls under operational risk, operational risk due to supply chain disruptions, and it could also be financial risk since food shortages can lead to lost revenue and additional cost for urgent sourcing. So the next step is you're going to analyze exposure to risk. So the hotel examines how these problems affect its operation. So could be guest satisfaction may decrease if menu items are unavailable. Could be also the hotel may lose revenue if it has to cancel orders or substitute dishes. And higher cost might be incurred by sourcing ingredients last minute from alternative suppliers. So this is you are going to do. The last step is to determine how to best handle those exposures. So to manage the risk, the hotel might decide to establish relationship with multiple suppliers to ensure backup options. So you could have a double or triple backup of suppliers for you to have a vari- uh, to have a lot of options. So keep a small inventory of essential ingredients to cover delays and regularly review and assess supplier reliability to make adjustments as needed. So all in all, this process helps businesses keep their supply chains stable even when there are problems or circumstances arise.
Financial risk. This risk can range from an unexpected or unforgettable change in exchange rates all the way to an supplier bankruptcy. Some examples of financial risk include budget overruns, pending the limitation, contractive change, and missed milestone require additional funding. Financial risk is also encompassed unexpected cost overruns that may be linked to other risk factors, such as change in the scope of work required to successfully complete the activity. Financial risk is gonna include budget, then budget, then limitation of constructivity, kumaga ikaw may mag-handle sa imuhang negosyo or product. Kedua, scope of schedule rest, largely a result of poor project definition or poorly worded statement of work. These are primary risks that threaten that in timeline, but as noted previously can also have cost implication. Schedule schedule changes are often the result of a natural disaster, such as hurricanes, fire, or flood, or as a result of non-compliance issue generated by the supplier. Scope risk can occur as a result of changes that are required when the initial statement of work or SOW become unforgettable or due to technological change generated by the market.
Legal risks involve dispute interpretation of contractual obligation, non-compliance with term and condition, misuse of intellectual property, patient infringement, and violation of laws, which can lead to civil lawsuit and potential legal consequences. For example, a pharmaceutical company enter into a contract with a supplier to develop new drugs. However, due to the misunderstanding of the contract term, the supplier produce a version of the drugs that does not meet regulatory requirements. As a result, the pharmaceutical company faces legal action from regulators along with the potential penalties and reputation damage. Pharmaceutical company hires a supplier to make a new drugs, but there's misunderstanding about the contract details. The supplier end up making a version of the drugs that doesn't meet legal standard. Um, because of this, the pharmaceutical company faces legal trouble from regulator along with the possible fines and harm to its reputation. This situation show legal risks The rest of the facing legal problem due to the misunderstanding or mistake and agreement. Uh, Environmental risk. The sourcing process requires assessing the environmental risk posed by the supplier or contractor, including the negative impact on water, air, and soil, though the discharge or motion and waste. For example, mining company outsources waste to disposal to third-party contractor. The contractor improperly disposes of mining waste, the contaminating a nearby river. This results in a significant environmental damage in both the contractor and the mining company faces regulator, fine, and legal action from local community, leading to the financial losses and damage to the company reputation. Ang mining company hires another company so that handle its waste, but the contractor disposes of the waste incorrectly and polluted a nearby river. This causes serious environmental harm, and both companies get fined and face legal action from the local community. This lead to the financial losses and this lead to financial losses and hurt that mining company reputation. This an example of environmental risk, the risk of the harm to the environmental that can result in legal consequences and damage to the company image.
In continuation, let's start with socio-political risk, the big picture, forces that can dramatically impact your business. Imagine a new government policy requiring hotels to install expensive fire safety features or social unrest disrupting your supply chains and customer safety. Staying informed about political and social trends is crucial. Next, we have project organization risk, the nuts and bolts of your operation. Inadequate planning, staffing, or resource allocation can lead to restaurant delays and failures. Imagining opening a new restaurant without enough experienced chefs or hosting a big event without enough setting. Proper project planning, including resource allocation and personnel selection, is crucial. Next, we have human behavior risk, often the most challenging to assess. Poor judgment, negligence, or intentional misconduct can lead to unexpected challenges. Imagine a waiter spilling hot coffee on a customer or an employee stealing money from the cash register. Effectively training, clear communication, and strong ethical standards are essential to mitigate these risks. Invest in training programs, create a culture and accountability, and implement strong security measures. By understanding and managing these risks, hospitality businesses can create a safer, more efficient, and successful behavior for their customers and employees. This is a complex and ever-changing landscape. Staying informed, adapting to new challenges, and implementing proactive measures is key to navigating the risks and achieving success in the hospitality industry. In addition to the categories just outlined, our assessment should identify if the risks to be considered are internal risks or external risks. Today, we're exploring the difference between the internal risk and external risk. Internal risk, those you can control, and external risk, those you can't control. Understanding both is crucial for navigating the unpredictable world of hospitality. Picture this: a bustling hotel, a vibrant restaurant, a thriving resort, each a testament to the hospitality industry's powers to create unforgettable experience. But behind the scene, a world of challenges awaits. Internal risks. These are the challenges you create with your own establishment. They are like the ingredients you use to create a delicious meal. If you don't carefully select or manage them, they can lead to a disappointing experience for your guest. Example, running out of stock due to poor scheduling can lead to long wait times and unhappy customers. While the external risks, these are the factors that come from outside, impacting your business. They are like the weather or the economy, things you can control but must adapt to. Example, a major hurricane shutting down your hotel can disrupt operation and cause significant financial loss. So here's the quick breakdown of internal risk and external risk. Internal risk, we have cost overruns, staffing issues, technology failures, and communication breakdowns. While the external risk, we have economic downturns, rather, political instability, natural disasters, and new regulations. By understanding both types of risks, hospitality businesses can better prepare and adapt to the challenges they face. It's about staying informed, being flexible, and taking proactive steps to protect your business. The key is to find a balance between controlling what you can and adapting to what you can't.